Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming, and we are doing a quick playthrough here of Galaga, one of my favorite space shooters of all time, and we're just going to do a quick comparison here of the NES version that we're starting with and the arcade original. I'm not overly familiar with the Nintendo version. Gotta admit, this is a game I've probably played the arcade version of far more than any other port. Especially now with all of the Namco collections porting the arcade version to various consoles throughout the years. It's almost tougher to find a home console version from the 90s than it is to find the arcade version. Not claiming to be the world's greatest Galaga player, just throwing that outright, and neither of these are going to be world record attempts. But it was always a game I sort of found fun. Just something charming about it. The little flickering multicolored stars in the background, and all the ships looked like bugs. There was a restaurant we always used to go to that had an arcade in the side when I was a kid, and the Galaga cabinet was a favorite of mine. My dad's too, and he would just do so much better than me, but it was one of those games I didn't really care I was doing worse at, even though I could be rather competitive in my younger days. Here I let that ship capture me so I could get the double. There's probably only 7 people in the world who don't know about the double in Galaga by now, but to me it was one of the coolest things ever when I first learned about it. I have a bit of a hiccup here. These ships come out a little slower than I'm used to, and on this wave right here I just sorta, I choke a little. Won't be the last time that I choke on a wave here in a challenging stage in this video, but hey, 39. Not quite the perfect, but we'll take it. First thing I noticed was she didn't get the extra ship at 20,000. I was kinda used to that. It'll actually be coming up here at 30,000. Of course, it wouldn't have been in such a dire need if I didn't blow through my extra ships so quickly there at the beginning. Sit there and try and get those 3 little scorpion ships for the bonus. Yeah, there's my extra 30,000, and we're into wave 5 here, and I don't know, just the timing of the NES version seems a little off. Like at the beginning you have that little delay before anything actually takes off, and earn 1,000 the hard way, and once again find myself without any extra ships because I decided to get rid of them at a moment's notice. So we get to stage 6. Gotta play a bit less aggressively now. I don't have anything left banked, and I'm down to 1 single ship firing. And that's it for my run through the NES version. I guess I didn't play as cautiously as I should have. 72% accuracy, far better than I used to play. That much I'll tell you. Back in a moment with the arcade version. And here is the arcade version of the game. This is the one I am far more familiar with, not going to say I am far more successful with. As you could see, a number of differences right off the bat. Everything seems to be moving at a crisper pace. The orientation is of course far more vertical to account for the way screens were set up back then. And yeah, the game just zips along at a super fast pace. Well, not super fast, but a world of difference from the NES version, I will say that. Almost feels more comfortable for me, though if you noticed a slight hiccup at the beginning, the control scheme was completely reversed from the NES version. So I'm sitting there trying to move with the direction pad on my controller, and it's just not working. But easy enough fix, just switched to the analog stick and got going again. Grabbed my double nice and early, didn't shoot all of the big ships at the top of the screen like a putz like I did in the NES version there, and it allows me to rack up some nice points here in the second wave. Those little red butterfly ships I find to get very annoying. Like initially they're not the ones that shoot, but just the way they sort of move is the most frustrating to me. I find the other patterns to be a bit easier to follow. Yeah, there I choke again, let one through. I want to say this was another 39 out of 40 on this challenging stage. These little bonus stages were the best for me. When I was younger, I just loved them because they didn't fire back. Sort of target practice. Here I get my 39, and I get my bonus ship back up to 2. Another nice thing about the arcade version, I learned that you could shoot right as the level screen, as the little level indicator was coming off the screen, and hit 2 of the lead ships in the first wave there. It was always made me feel cooler than it actually was. Get my 1000 there, but I lost my double. So just gonna try and get through this board as cleanly as I can. Take out a few of the enemies here as they're coming by, and I try to ignore them when they come to dive bomb me afterwards. Just generally try and move out of the way. I'm more concerned about the shots. As a kid, I would fixate on them and completely miss the rest of the screen. Which I guess I kinda did there for the scorpion ships. There's a great example of me not paying attention to the entire game, just fixating on one thing. That holds me back a lot in these arcade games. I guess I just have poor prioritization when it comes to playing them. Pick the wrong brightly colored object to focus on. Still, they're a good time. They're a nice quick play, have a few minutes, blast some alien bug ships. Stage 6, this is where I ended on the Nintendo version. Make it a little further on this one. Spoilers. Always loved when you got in a row and just started rapid fire shooting them off as they passed by too. Yeah, those scorpion ships, something about them. It's the extra 1,000 points, that's what it is about them. I could tell you that outright. Going through here, the second challenging stage with just a single ship. I pretty much knew I wasn't getting a perfect here, but I gave it my best run, and I actually did better than I thought I would. Just kind of froze myself in the middle. Got over 50,000 there, and we move into the 8th level. Stage, sorry. And that's where we'll wrap it up here. So, thank you for watching this side-by-side playthrough of Galaga, I guess one after the other playthrough. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Take care.